Every year in the USA, there are about 50,000 children who get adopted out of millions. And couples want to adopt every day, but they can't because they can't afford it. This is a sad thing. Out of millions of children, only 50,000 get adopted. There should be more, but the expenses are overwhelming. The process is extremely hard to pass, and since it's expensive, no one thinks about it. I have a stepfather who was in the adoption process. Him and his brothers and sisters lived in foster homes and don't even know half the people they grew up with. Since I learned more about adoption, I was able to talk about the process, the expenses, and why it should be cheaper. Let's start with the process first. Adoptions is one of the hardest processes to pass. They are required to pass all paperwork depending on the state. Some have to do health exams, interviews, home evaluations, and see they're mentally ready to even have children. And then you wonder why they have to pass this. Since every day in the United States there are people who have children who don't even deserve to have children. They pop them out every year and have 10 before they can even afford it. Then there's the expensive. They have legal fees, which can go from $100,000 to $1 million, depending on international. You got adoption fees and evaluations, and mostly you have to have the money to bring them into your home, buy food, have a nice bed, shelter, shower, go to school, and plus all that, there's another $2 million in the hole. They also have to pay medical expenses, especially if the kid's mentally ill, need help. They also have to do travel expenses if it's international, and that could be at least $500 depending where you're going, plus staying in hotels for weeks or however long their process takes. They also need just a nice home, and that's pretty much with that. Then why should adoption be cheaper? Every day they don't get adopted, and by the time they're 18 they're living on the streets, nowhere to go, and no money for college to even start a good life. They don't have anyone to live with, no friends, no family. It's just them on the road being by themselves, probably living under bridges, by rivers, wherever they could have a place to stay. Most of them are at the age of 18, and the rest are young and feel like no one loves them, nobody wants them. My stepfather went through this many times. Even to this day, he can't tell someone he loves them because he's scared they'll walk away. Instead of getting adopted, they are put into one foster home for a while, and then they're put into another foster home, to the point where every foster home parent looks the same, all acted the same, never really cared. Everyday couples cannot afford this. They should be able to have children since everyone else is able to have children. Whether they're gay, straight, if they want to have a family, take in kids. Kids deserve to be loved. They deserve to be taken in and be treated like any other person in the world. Know that they are cared for. They shouldn't feel like they're nobodies and they have nothing to live for. Parents should be able just to deserve to have a family of their own like everyone else. Why wouldn't they? It should be affordable. Yeah, you think children are a lot to take in, they should be expensive, but it shouldn't be expensive to love. And adoption's expensive. It should not hold back people from adopting because of money. It's wrong. And they just deserve to be loved. That's all I have to say.